Welcome. Welcome. I'm your guest host tonight. My name's John Wick. EJ Parker couldn't be here, so I'm here in his stead. Thanks for joining. This is probably the part of the show where EJ Parker, pulls out some old bottles and talks about achieving your goal and using your imagination. And those are good things. But tonight, your precious EJ is gone, all right? EJ's gone. It's John Wick tonight, all right? You're gonna have to deal with it till the show's over. It's John Wick, no EJ, all right? He's gone. Where'd he go? Something about some bottles in a box in a garbage dump or something. So just calm down and relax. We're gonna shift gears tonight, all right? There's no bottle talk tonight, all right, folks? There's no time for talking about bottles tonight. We're gonna talk about vintage concert t-shirts, all right? It's an important topic that we need to talk about together. Now, all right. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. This is EJ set up. John Wick can do this kind of style, but I'm helping a buddy out, all right? So you got to kind of bear with us, right? You got to improvise, right? So what you see here before you is a Steely Dan concert t-shirt. Steely Dan was an American rock band that formed in New York City way back in 1971. Walter Becker, Donald Fagen, the team writing duo, created many hits throughout the years. This t-shirt dates from 2000. This is the Two Against Nature t-shirt, tour t-shirt. This is extra large size. Now, for you collectors out there, you want to look for this giant tag on various concert t-shirts of various bands. That's a good thing. Collectors look for that. All right, so Steely Dan. My personal thoughts about Steely Dan, being John Wick, I think it's a great band. I thought they were great. I never saw them live, but songs like Peg, their musicianship was always, above extraordinary. I'm a fan of Steely Dan, right? Let's move along. My name is John Wick. I'm the guest host for EJ Park tonight here at Vintage Classic Solutions. Go ahead and help my buddy EJ out. He's working hard for all you. He says you're a good group, so that's good. It's good. It's good to hear that. You know, he needs your support. He's working hard. So go ahead and hit subscribe and like this, right? All right. So let's move along. This is live with your guest host John Wick tonight. We're talking about concert T-shirts. Thanks for joining us. All right. Up next, we have. This band needs no introduction, all right, folks? Let's take a look. Yes. This is the real deal banana peel. This is Nirvana. This is the Come As You Are t-shirt. This is the mega desirable Nirvana relic. This dates from around 1992. So Nirvana sold over 75 million albums. That's amazing. Even for John Wick, that's amazing, right? As you see here, the great graphics, the Come As You Are seahorses. Now this came out, this was released in 1992, and Nirvana was founded in Seattle in 1987. And they disbanded in 1994. So this is an original Nirvana concert t-shirt from Nevermind. All right. Moving along, and thanks for joining us. I'm your guest host, John Wick. I'm filling in for EJ Parker. The next band in our concert t-shirt lineup, they come from Omaha, Nebraska. This is 311. Now they had a lot of hits. They had a big hit called Down, which came out in 1995. Now that had an MTV video. The back is blank. The front is a simple 311 high. And for you collectors out there, let's take a look. The anvil tag, pre-shrunk. This is size L. Now for collectors, the size can have importance with value, as far as like S might not be as desirable as L. Also, if you're looking to buy a vintage t-shirt, you want to pay close attention to the tags. You want to do your research, check eBay, what's sold for what prices, and then look at those photos within those listings to see the details such as the tags, because that's important. Take it from John Wick. I'm guest hosting, subbing for EJ Parker. He's out on assignment. He's jumping in some probably junk pile looking for old bottles. My name is John Wick. I'm helping a good friend out. And you can help me out by subscribing and liking. Help EJ out. He's working hard for all you beautiful folks out there. All right, now let's continue on. Now this is a more eclectic special t-shirt featuring a jazz artist. This is Jaco Pastorius. He was a great American bass guitarist who was born in 1951, and he died tragically in 1987 at the age of 34. He pioneered the fretless bass guitar in fusion bands like Weather Report. He led his own group, and he's known as one of the best bass players who ever lived. He innovated the instrument to whole new levels, and he kind of wrote the book, opened the door, and walked through it all at the same time. Jaco Pastorius. This t-shirt is after his death. This t-shirt dates from the early 1990s. It's faded. The maker, who is the maker? QTs. Oh, wow, look at that. California, proudly made in the USA. QTs. That's a cool tag, right? All right. All right, so let's now move along. Here we have, this is something a little bit different. This is, if you can see here, a Lenny Kravitz Summer Tour 2000. This is a local crew. So this, I'm assuming EJ probably found this at a thrift store. This is his collection, so I gotta be careful. I don't want to damage this stuff or he'll probably kill me. This is, so a local crew had this. I'm sure you know the Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz, by the way, is an American songwriter, singer, guitarist, multi-instrumentalist. He had a big hit in the 90s with Are You Gonna Go My Way? He plays bass guitar as well as guitar, drums, keyboards, percussion, and of course vocals. And he's still active right now. Again, this dates from 2002. This is it's vintage now, believe it or not. A bright yellow Lenny Kravitz Summer Tour local crew t-shirt. How about that? Please like and subscribe. My name's John Wick. I'm guest hosting for EJ Parker tonight at Vintage Classic Solutions. EJ's out on assignment, so he asked me to help him out, and I said yes. I was in Ohio passing through, so I said, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So if you like this, go ahead and like, subscribe. Tomorrow morning, we will be going live bright and early for morning motivation. Stay tuned tune in to see who shows up. If it'll be me, John Wick again, or if EJ will be back. So you got to stay tuned to see who will host tomorrow morning. So let's move on. Now this is our final T-shirt in this collection. This is the EJ Parker collection of concert tees. Now this one, he had a special story he wanted me to tell you about. Now let's take a look at who this is, or what band this is. The Police. This is a vintage original concert T-shirt of the power trio from London, right? Sting, Andy Summers on guitar, and Stuart Copeland on the drums. So this is from their Synchronicity tour. This is a sleeveless tee. Let me kind of pull out. I know the lighting's not the best in here, but EJ is trying his best. And thanks for tuning in. My name is John Wick, guest hosting for Vintage Classic Solutions. All right, so this, again, is a sleeveless, hell yeah, cotton tee from the Police. Now, this has that vintage, if you can kind of see that stretchy cotton feel that a lot of contemporary shirts try to emulate, right? Now, let's look at the tag. Tags are very important to collectors. Let's take a look and see what we have here. This says Fantasy A&G Incorporated. Size medium, for those of you keeping score at home. Now, someone's saying I'm a fake. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I am the real John Wick. All right? This is the real deal. All right? So this was, now EJ wanted me to mention this. Now, he played bass with actually Andy Summers. The guitarist, who's in his 80s now, is also a photographer, an art photographer. And when EJ, the owner of this channel, was living in Asia, he got the opportunity to play with Andy Summers there, I think 2 or 3 times. He had a blast. He says Andy is an extremely down-to-earth person with just an amazing story to tell and a fabulous musician. And I can say, being John Wick, no matter where I am, if I'm traveling in Russia, if I'm in Italy buying a new suit, right? I hear the Police on the radio in the airports. When I'm getting fitted in Italy, in Milan, I'm hearing Police and Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland make their joyous music. So, and that could be in Thailand, that can be in Hawaii, that can be in Finland. The Police are everywhere, right? So it's a real testament to the power trio. You got to love the Police. Each member has kind of gone on. I mean, of course, Sting is doing his own thing now. He's still writing and singing and playing bass. And Stuart Copeland, he was just, I believe he did a performance with the Cleveland Orchestra maybe about a year ago. And Andy Summers, if you follow his Instagram account, he is touring right now with his own group doing his, I think, original music. And when EJ played with Andy Summers back in around 2015, it was Andy Summers' jazz project. They were doing mostly jazz standards. So that's a classic T-shirt from a power trio. Now they made their debut at CBGB's in New York City, and that was a big deal. That was kind of like the USA meeting the Police, and it worked out pretty well, don't you think? The Police. Let me check my notes here. And once again, my name is John Wick. I am guest hosting for EJ Parker. Your precious EJ Parker is out on assignment looking for old bottles. So I'm helping him out. If you want to help John Wick out, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Help my buddy EJ out, all right? So we're live tonight. The Police formed in London in 1977. They shortly came to the U.S. and CBGB's. That performance, it was a small club. It was like a punk rock venue that unfortunately closed. It's a tragedy that those old venues close, but what can you do? But they lit the place on fire, the energy of that trio, and then from then on, they just did a tour. I think they did it like a Ford Econoline van, and just went across the U.S. and they killed it. Everyone loved them. The energy they brought. They had this new wave movement. Their blonde hair, and they had like a reggae influence. So they had a unique sound and look, and the cards fell into place. So they had 75 million records sold, and so did Nirvana. So not too shabby, right? Again, I'm guest hosting. My name is John Wick, and I am the real John Wick. After hosting this, I am jumping on a plane heading to Europe. EJ Parker should be back in the morning for his morning motivational speeches, and he'll show you whatever old stuff in this store he sold. But I have the keys. I gotta lock it up pretty soon because my flight leaves pretty soon. Are there any questions in the chat? It looks pretty mellow. No one questions John Wick, and I understand that. I can be intimidating. If you see me in action, I get it. I get it, folks. But I'm here to help you for my good buddy EJ Parker. So let me think what else there is to show tonight. I think that's it. He had those piles of T-shirts for me to show. You remind me of Peter Tork. I'm not sure who that is. You know, this guy, I'm a busy man. You know what I mean? I don't watch that many movies. If that's a movie actor or something, I don't know. But I'm going to conclude that. But I really want to thank you on behalf of EJ Parker and myself, John Wick. Go ahead and subscribe and like if you like vintage stuff and creativity and all that jazz. And remember, it's always darkest before the dawn.